Ooh.
And welcome back.
Who shot who in the one now?
I shot the sheriff, but not the deputy.
But I did not shoot the deputy.
Great song.
Are we talking Bob Marley or Eric Clapton?
The Clapton version.
I dig that one better.
I mean, Bob Marley's good too, but
Yeah, but like I said, I dig Clapton's version better.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. You ready?
Check it out,
I
y'all.
think-
Check it out.
All right. Well, those of you who purchased rooms have been shown where they are and given a key for each of your rooms. What you'll notice is this little simple-looking gold key that just has a few more ridges on it than you would normally expect. And it's a little detailed intricacy there. Lolly, your key is actually 2 keys because there's a deadbolt and then the regular key.
Fancy.
And Garret, he does help you, and when everyone else has gone, he quietly holds a hand over the water and actually just heats it up, and he just gives you this stare of just, Mr. Garret, you won't tell anyone about this, right? I don't just...
About what?
Exactly.
I appreciate all you do.
I know, and you pay well for it, which is why I do it.
Sometimes money is a good thing.
If used appropriately. That said, enjoy your stay, Mr. Garret. And after this, it is now in the evening time. The sun is just beginning to set. You can hear that outside it sounds like more people are starting to celebrate. In the first floor, the bar area, more sailors are actually coming in, and you can hear that Fairness is having to go around and quietly encourage people to break up fights, to break up gambling, which is not allowed in the city, and to also get the hell get the hell away from his counter because someone's trying to reach back for a bottle on their own. He's just multitasking right now. He's fluttering. And most of the sailors are predominantly human, dark-skinned individuals who look very, very fit because they have hard jobs. A lot of these are fishermen, and a lot of these are just individuals that look like they have been doing this for their entire lives. They have those sun wrinkles from how long they've been exposed to the weather and the elements of sun and sea. And occasionally, drunken chanties break out.
Mm-hmm.
The city itself, though. Oh, wow. Wow, that is the most robotic I think I have heard Mikey in multiple months.
There were no words. It was like you were playing a keyboard.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, now you're back. I don't know what happened there.
I was going to offer up a shanty, but I can't remember.
I got a shanty.
I can't remember the name of it. It's a German sailing song. It's hilarious.
Jyotis, what's your shanty?
What would you do with a drunken ogre? What would you do with a drunken ogre? What would you do with a drunken ogre? Early in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises. Way, hey, and up she rises. Way, hey, and up she rises early in the morning.
Roll a performance check.
Till he's sober, throw him in a performance check. Let's see. What is my performance? I'm sure it's zilch because I have like 0 charisma.
Yeah,
Yep, it is indeed 0. I rolled a 15, so I guess that's not terrible.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad. At first, you're like, at first you're just a little bit nervous about singing it, but as you pick up, more people start joining in and drinking, and you got a few of them in the bar just, hey, you have to do it, hey, and they clearly do not know the words as you know them.
Nope.
But they're trying, and you guide them through it, and you get that like ogre encouragement going, so that way you slowly invent some new lines and weave it in there, and people are pounding cups and having a good time around the bar. The gold is flowing more, and Fairness gives you a gentle nod.
Thank you. Throw him in a mud pit till he's sober.
We're going away to leave you now. Goodbye, fare thee well. Goodbye, fare thee well. Going away to leave you now. Hurrah, me boys, we're homeward bound.
The ambiance of the bar does begin to quiet as the first sound of a firework sets off. There's just a and even though the building has all of its windows closed with the storm shutters clamped down, you can see some of a greenish glow sparkle with each one that starts to go up.
Watch, please.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go outside and watch.
Absolutely.
Is there a roof terrace to this place, or is it just a... No.
Faradis looks at you and just... There's a roof, but it's covered with birds. Do you want to be covered in birds?
Not really.
Yes.
No.
What?
No. Lolly, no.
Yeah, again, the dingy bird is so named aptly because even the sign is covered. Those of you who choose to, as you come out onto the docks, you actually witness that on a barge, one of the dwarven barges, because it's made of metal and relatively low to the ocean water and flat, they begin launching up firework after firework. And each one goes up into the air, soaring between 200 to 300 feet, and then exploding in a barrage of light, blue, green, red, orange.
Yeah.
Purple. I will get you some purple.
Thank you.
To make little sparkles all over Leicester in purple.
Thank you, Lolly.
And that said, a bunch of sailors come stumbling by you with ale in each hand and with thick accents. They just, oh, we are going to watch some axe beaks tear into some people. Did you hear that Jarvis signed up? He's gonna get killed. He's gonna be great. Oh, I've got 5 on him. 5 silver. He's dead before first turn. And they keep walking.
Anybody else want to watch the race?
Oh, there's a race, but there's fireworks. But yes,
We can go watch the race and the fireworks at the same time, I think.
amazing. Yes.
That's part of the fun, Ferris said. He said the fireworks distract the axe beaks while the riders have to try and keep them on the path.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right.
So, do you follow the keenly navigation skills of those drunken sailors? Or do you guys wish to proceed into town your own way? Because the Harbor District connects both to the Pearl District as well as the Kai building of the Akami Kai, but that route would take a much longer time to get back to town, whereas the Pearl District would be the quicker route.
Whatever the quickest route is, I'm for.
Cobra Kai route it is.
Cobra Kai route.
No. I
This
vote we go through the Pearl District. I'm not drunk enough for that the other way.
Well, some cinnamon grog. Maybe we could fix that.
No, keep your cinnamon nonsense to yourself. Did I bring my tankard with me?
Yeah.
I'm still hiding it in my beard.
Yeah, that's wise.
It's like the
roll
third
sleight
day.
of hand check.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that.
Is there no open container?
That would be a 16. No, Lolly keeps prestidigitating my beer into weird flavors.
Perception!
No, passive perception.
Oh, 13.
Yeah. Lesterin, your thick, well-curled beard is just perfect for hiding those. I mean, you've seen, like, the drink carrying necklaces in Vegas. Your beard basically does that for you. You just get that straw in there and go to town.
Excellent. My paper straw is still working.
Yeah, your paper straw supply. So, as the group wanders towards the Pearl District, would anyone like to make a perception check?
I would.
Perception!
I will.
I will.
Oh,
Oh, not great.
I got a total of 20.
Nice.
Total of sparkly things.
Total of 12.
Total of 7.
Cool. All right. So, let's start with the lows. Jyotis, you are so distracted by the fact that Lolly keeps going around and making things sparkle and basically acting like the living equivalent of an imaginary friend. It's just a bit disconcerting. And Lolly, you are so busy enjoying the fireworks that you just keep trying to add fireworks around people as you go. Garret, you are strongly distracted by the fact that you have to keep Lolly in check, and she's so distracting that you also have to keep Jyotis from like following her down some side path because she keeps going like, "Let's go to the Cobra Kai," and that doesn't even exist in this city. Lesterin, you find a way to navigate through the crowds that is apt and actually beneficial. You don't get stuck in a bunch of people giving tips to Moko Jumbies. You don't get caught up with a bunch of food vendors or trapped between large crowds of drinkers. In fact, people tend to get out of your way because they just see this dwarf with an axe coming through, and you look like you mean business, so they make a path. With that, the party gets through the Pearl District quite easily, and the sun is now almost set. The fireworks have been going off for 30 minutes, and just as you guys navigate the streets up to the gates of paradise, you see what looks like the starting and finishing line for the Axebeak race. And Lesterin, you noticed this along town, that there was route markers on a bunch of buildings and on a couple of street lamps with just these bright red furled hanging bits of ribbon. And as you guys close into the gates of paradise, you see that a fair amount of people are lined up on top of a bird that is something akin to an ostrich, but with a much larger beak. The beak is more like that of a toucan, if anything else. And some of their beaks are almost axe-shaped, in fact. These birds are a variety of colors. Most come in darker colors like a royal blue or a black, but obviously all their feathers are well kept. They have saddles and harnesses. And you see a couple of people that look like they are from the Yenfir Seekers Guild going around and talking up to the people that are writing these things and looking like they're staying on for dear life, trying to calm down the animals. And at that point, you see a halfling who is riding a dire platypus stroll by the starting line and just, any other takers for the race? Come on, you cowards!
Ooh, do you actually ride them?
Do you say that to him or to yourself? That was so soft.
Yes. Do you ride them?
And the halfling just kind of turns towards you and just, yeah, of course we ride them. They're the best way to get around the island. I know that New Welkin brought horses, but Axebeaks are how to get around nice and easily. They're better at traversing difficult terrain, and they can even fly a little bit in short bursts. So, yes, they're good.
They can fly.
They can fly.
Can I ride one?
Looks you over. Well, did we got a big one? And he turns back and is like,
dear.
hey, Greg, do we have, a slightly larger axe beak for... He points at Lolly. You hear Greg just, we got Chungus.
Chuggers. What a cute name.
Yeah.
I'm just giggling.
Yeah, we've got one for you. Have you ever ridden any animal before?
No.
This'll be great then.
Oh no.
And he hops off his platypus, runs over to you, and being a halfling, he's like 4 foot nothing. Takes you by the hand and just, okay, all right, you ready to do this?
Garret, should we let her do this? Garrett's JFK, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I have a fan going, so I am muted.
No worries.
If she is confident, I don't want to stop her. Perhaps we should give her an out.
Okay. I'm fine with it.
Yes. Let's do this thing.
Good luck, Lolly.
Try?
I'm not as good with animals. I don't think it would be a good idea.
I have a +1 to animal handling. I don't think
+0.
that's a good idea.
It's a good idea? Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell the halfling.
I'm better
Sign
with
me up,
vehicles
buddy.
than animals. I mean, I can handle
Somebody's
an animal,
gotta
but
go with Lolly.
I'll go with Lolly if you. I'm slightly better with animals probably than you are.
Looks between the two of you and I'm like, all right. Give me
Yay.
a red one for the dwarf here, and get me one of those navy blue ones for the... What are you? And he points towards Jyotis.
We'll go with a blue elf.
Yeah, okay. Okay, blue elf. This is a funny story.
I used to work for the Dejani, if that makes a difference.
Ew. Yenfear's Seekers are clearly better than the Dejani. I mean,
Sure.
we actually go tame and kill monsters. The Dejani just ship things. So-
Blue is a good color. I'll take the blue one.
All right, let's team him up with the blue one. Hey, the used to work for the Dejani wants a blue one.
My name's Jyotis, by the way.
Jyotis, right. I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah, I don't. You don't.
So both of you two are shown to your... all three of you are shown to your respective birds. Chuggers is legitimately an overgrown axe beak, and they were originally keeping it on the side because, yes, it is
Thick boy.
Yeah, he's thick with 3 C's.
Oh gosh.
That's a pet.
The biggest boa you've ever seen.
And the others of you are shown to yours respectively. Lester, and yours is this like crimson red looking axbeak with this big black bill and black beady eyes, and it kind of like juts its head to the side to look at you in that way that birds do, that's freaky and that would break a normal human's neck. But then after the seeker who's like trying to calm it down to get you ready to ride it pats it on the beak, it does genuinely take a knee and actually let you climb on quite easily. You don't have to make a handling check to climb on as the seekers are assisting. Jyotis, same thing happens for you, where you approach your navy blue one, and it first takes a step towards you, and the seeker holds up both hands and just, nope, no.
Like, don't smack him in the face with your head.
No. That's for during the race. And in that moment of axe-beak to person knowledge, it just kind of goes with it. And it also doesn't have to bend down quite as far, but does bend a little to let you climb on. Chuggers doesn't bend at all because his knees don't really do that.
He's gonna die of diabetes.
But
oh god!
Once again,
Well, don't feed him sugar.
the 2 handlers, including Greg, that are keeping Chuggers ready and happy, kind of keep him distracted. And he's this dark black one, but he has some purple feathers in there. It's this very, very like violet hidden color beneath the black on the outside of him. And he's got this bright orange bill. And once you go to get on, Chuggers kind of stands up and looks at you, looks at his food, and starts like eating his food immediately. Like, just nope, not doing this.
Let me help you out, buddy, and I changed it to flavor.
Oh Lord. Make an animal handling check with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage 17.
Okay.
Jesus.
So, I rolled a nat 1 on Chuggers' decisions to keep you on. So he is down. You have just animal bonded to Chuggers. He loves this new sugary flavor. He's going to town at it. And he's decided that diabetes is the way he wants to die.
Love him.
With that, the rest of the axe beaks are lined up, and Chuggers is slowly dragged away from his cupcake flavored.
Chuggy.
Like, he's finished it, but he's like scanning for every last bit.
I'll give you more if you win the race,
And
Chugs.
And Greg keeps talking to him of like, come on, buddy, you can do it. I've always believed in you. Just one good race, Chuggers. One good race. They line you up at the starting line, and there is legitimately 20 people racing some axe beaks today, including the 3 of you.
Great.
Now,
Wonderful.
Wait, really quick, while we're getting lined up, I want to take some of the candy that I got from the parade earlier, and I want to kind of like wave it above Chuggers' beak.
Uh-huh.
Does he want the candy?
Oh, he wants that candy. He's like,
Thank you, buddy.
as you reach out with it, he's
Oh my god.
I give him that one piece of candy, and then I hold up another one like, yes.
yeah. Again, he is down. I rolled a critical fail on his determination of how to handle you.
God.
Even unwrapped the candy.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care. His stomach will do the unwrapping.
Jyotis is thoroughly amazed at how well she's handling this.
Right. The 2 of you are on axe beaks that are like just tolerating the moment, and meanwhile, this thick, like, it is 1.5 times the size, and easily twice the width of the rest of the axe beaks. And in the meantime, it's just eating out of her hand, gently taking these things, even though they're wrapped in these little paper wrappers and
Good boy.
yeah, it just, one at a time, looking like he's so into this. And Greg's just like, "Oh, you're the right driver for chuggers. Have a good race. Don't die, okay?"
The best.
Right.
So, with that, the halfling who seems to be in charge of Yenfir's Seekers local chapter walks out on his platypus, rides it, stands up, and does this and the platypus rises up, and he kind of walks up on the bill to where he is almost as tall as the axe beaks. All right, Alaris Amal. This is the real event, not some guild rush day. Yenfir Seekers puts on the biggest thing in this city every year, the Axe Beak Race. This year brought to you by Hats and Wares.
Yay.
Did you listen? Just one boo comes from the audience.
Oh my god.
Alright.
That broke me.
Oh, wait, what?
Right. Doesn't even really sound like a person. It's just a, boo.
So
Okay, then. So, one person not a fan, but the rest of you should get your things at Hats and Wares that now has boots. That's what they wanted me to say. That's what I'm contractually obligated to say. Now, I, Belzor, leader of Yenfir's Seekers in the local chapter of Alaris Amal, proudly present our annual tradition, the Axe Beak Race. I am going to launch a lit crossbow bolt with phosphorus. When it gets to the top and it explodes, the race will begin. You must complete the course, following all the red flags to race through the city and come back here. We have judges stationed throughout the city monitoring it, so we'll know if you cheat. But let's face it, you're not going to cheat. You're going to probably get maimed by the wild bird you've chosen to ride. All in great fun.
Another piece of candy.
Jyotis pats the back neck of my bird.
Make an animal handling check.
Animal handling check.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Hey, I'll take a 13 at disadvantage.
The 13 total?
13 total. No, excuse me. 15 total. Sorry.
Yeah. You go to pet it, and that beak is just there. And it just looks at you. Like, you just get the eye. Like, you're gonna die soon. And the handler is even like, whoa. No petting. Whoa, no petting.
Fair enough.
No petting. No touchy. Okay. With that, the handlers clear off, giving you guys more space. Belzor, again, does the and his platypus waddles on 2 feet over towards the left side. And he holds up his gun to the air. Ready! On your mark! Get set! Launches the bolt. It screams up and goes pop! Go! Alright. I want 2 checks. I want 2 checks from all 3 of you. One is animal handling. Ship, yours will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
You pissed off your bird.
Uh-oh.
And in the meantime, I want perception checks for the race.
Okay.
Okay, in order.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 16 on animal handling. Type them.
Actually, you can say n-type because since we're streaming, it's probably great for...
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. And the 22 on perception. I rolled a 19.
Okay, nice. All right, so
13 or 18.
So 20 net 20 on perception and 17 total on animal handling.
okay, so we have Sam. If you can list your two also after saying them, and then Lolly, if you want to go ahead and say yours finally.
Yes, 23 animal handling and 22 perception. I'm surprised, guys.
Oh my god! So the three of you jut to the front of the race, and I've got to make one roll.
Get the candy chuggers, get it!
So, Jyotis, your bird is giving you a little bit of trouble, but you managed to wrangle it by pulling the stirrups just right. And because you've got that natural 20 on perception, you're looking out for other riders, but also for the markers. And you start to realize that, like, the whole trick of this is that the markers have been left higher up so that you look up and stop paying attention to the bird, and then the bird gets to pay attention to you. Like, it's dastardly what they've done with this race. But this is like a running of the bulls. You would be pulling ahead were it not for the fact that Lesterin is tied with you right now. The two of you are doing quite well. But Chuggers, man. Chuggers is just pulling ahead. It is like the thick with 3 C's is dangerous over short distances. So it is just the other birds are moving aside for it as it's running along.
Get out of the way, the big bird.
All three of you have succeeded on the first leg of this 4-legged race. The other birds, the first wave of riders is doing remarkably well on theirs. The second wave of riders that is further behind has already been bucked. There is already 7 riders that have been kicked off of their rides. And the third are barely hanging on. Like, you're seeing people like grabbing to the sides who are bringing up the rear, trying to ride through the people that have already been kicked off by their birds. So the three of you are in the front section. There, Lesterin and Jyotis, you guys each have 2 people riding directly in front of you, and Chuggers is about 30 feet ahead.
Damn.
We come into the first bend in the Pearl District. All of you managed to make the correct turn because of your perceptions. That said, I want a new animal handling check from everyone. Jyotis, yours is still at disadvantage.
Oh man, because I rolled a net.
And new perception checks.
So
Your perception check means that you are... So,
you need percept too?
yes, again, and I'm going to go around the table and have you guys announce it. Give you a few seconds to roll it. So, oh boy, this is gonna be a joy. All right, so once again, we're gonna start with Lesterin.
18 perception,
Okay.
17 handling.
Okay. All right. So, coming around the Pearl District, you ride through a bunch of shops with red flags, and it starts getting more and more spaced out. So you have to start like looking and trying desperately to find them. Look back, forth, but you get it just in time, and you manage to turn the bird. The bird's getting harder to turn, by the way. That said, Jyotis, how's yours?
I got a 20 not natural on handling and a 19 perception.
With disadvantage, you got a 20 not
I
natural?
rolled a 20 and an 18.
How?
I'm sorry, man. You gave me this dice.
I did. It's my fault.
I
And
love
what was your perception?
19 total.
Okay, yeah. Well, again, you are just taking this bird that is. Oh, and would you write it down in chat also?
Oh yeah, sorry. There we go.
Yeah, thank you. You are taking this bird by the horns, and it's one of those things that you've been trying to get a hold of this thing from killing you, and you've done a pretty good job, and you like cinch up on the grip and focus it, and you you kind of instinctually know where the flags are going to be. For you, this is much akin. You get that feeling that you do when you have to bring a boat into a harbor with a coral reef, and you just know that you have to be quick with your turns and super observant, but this time it's up instead of down. You're naturally going along with this. That instinct's kicking in. Lolly, how about your checks?
I got a 22 animal handling.
Uh-huh.
A natural 1 perception. I'm
So-
so absorbed with chuggers here.
Yeah. Chuggers and you are best friends for life now. I mean, we've kind of known this. This was just meant to be. But you are so enamored with Chuggers' feathers and how Chuggers loves like sweets, best friend, that you kind of space in the moment where exactly you're going. And then when you do look up, you realize, wait, where am I? And Lester and Jyotis are into this race. They are just gone because they're staying up with the front pack. You, meanwhile, you're not quite sure where you are anymore. Like, you have to stop your bird and go like, uh-oh, where am I? You are now back with the second wave of racers with a natural 1 on perception, because that is a super fail.
Aw,
That said-
Daddy, I'm sorry I led you wrong.
That said, we are next coming up to the docks section as you guys go through all of those shopping and business districts. You come out, you see the Hats and Wares sign and a fantasy boot barn sign. Closed until further notice, apparently. And then yeah. Get in chat and then I'd open it. You come out into the docks district. I will accept the third leg of this race.
Third leg. Am I still at
So I need another animal handling. And yes, you are still at disadvantage. You put your bird off.
Okay. Just checking.
So get up,
All right.
chuggers.
Lolly, you inspire Chuggers. So if you want to start with Lolly because you've fallen behind,
I have.
let's start with Lolly.
I rolled a natural 20, so 24 total. And for my perception, 10.
Uh-huh. Chuggers has done this race before as a joke.
Oh,
It's mostly he always finishes last, and normally it's dragging his rider along because Chuggers found food and then had to get chased away from the food vendors. But Chuggers knows that you offered the best food he's ever tasted. And if he wins this race for you, he'll get all the food from you. So Chuggers just sets out on the path like he's on fire and just running, putting his all into it. That magical like da 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 da
oh,
would be playing in the background. Is like this giant bird is just coming crashing through the docks district.
I
Drunken
want to see
sailors
on
are
another
just
bird, just like
yeah. Yeah. So, despite the fact that your perception wasn't great, your animal handling leads Chuggers to help you in this section, and you catch back up to the first wave. You're not in the lead, but you were definitely back in this race when no one expected that. And no one expected much, but this is the thing. Let's next come to Lesterin. Animal handling and perception check. You go ahead and say it in the chat.
I got a 12 handling and a 12 perception.
All right. So, Lestrin, the docks, it kind of freaks you out for the reason that, like, oh, now not only the bird might kill me, but now it might drown me too. That's just great. This is like the thought that's occurring in your head as you're getting closer and closer. Sure enough,
The inner rant has started.
the bird starts drifting on you, and at first you think you have it, and then you realize this little bastard purposefully is drifting towards the water, and then it tries to throw you off itself onto a boat by doing this like fly up and slam motion. I need either a strength check or an acrobatics check to stay on the bird.
Athletics?
It is either strength or acrobatics. Like either you strongman
I'll
through
take
this.
strength, totally.
Yeah.
17, 18, 22.
Yeah. No, you as the bird tries to throw you, you just grab the reins hard, and then you wind up grabbing a tuft of its head and pulling yourself back on. And your perception is just what you need to find a way through the different ships that are dry docked currently, because they have the race going over some of the ships in addition to the docks district. And they're trying to obviously distract the birds with the smells of fish and everything else.
So, what was that movie? I don't remember what the movie was. You know, the one where the guy, he grabs whatever he's riding's head. Oh, it was Warcraft. He grabs the horse's head and he points it to where they're going. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You're like, no. And you now know you are flirting with danger. So this is not going to get easier from here, but you're halfway there.
Okay.
Jyotis. Hi. Your bird has just about had enough. Like, your stupid pointedness of making it go much further in this race than it wanted to with you is now an insult. And it tries to stop and eject you off of it. Ooh. I need either a strength or acrobatics check to see if you can stay on top of it.
I think I'll go acrobatics. And that's a 17 total.
Okay. Yeah, your acrobatics, you do that like elven motion thing. When it throws you, you grab the reins and whip into it and pull yourself back down onto the bird while pulling the bird as well, which is unexpected. You land on it, and it's not going great. You still perceive your way through the ships quite easily, and in fact, you notice that Chuggers is quickly gaining on you. Like, you hear the like clunk, 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 clunk.
Please don't stop on me, Chuggers.
So, all three of you have still somehow managed to hold on through this part. I've got to roll for wave 1 to see how they did. They're still holding in too. And wave 3? Wave 3 is still in too. This is the closest everyone's ever come to finishing the race aside from wave 2. All right, so the birds begin going into the Aquan District because they're going to drop through some of the parks in the Aquan District and ride by the bay before shooting back up towards the Gates of Paradise. So, second to last check, everyone. I need an animal handling check, and yes, Jyotis, at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I'm
and
just going to be at
for the Lestrin, you are at disadvantage now also.
Oh, man.
Okay.
For your animal handling.
Oh
my God.
Tribby, throw those dice away.
Oh my god!
Oh, rub them in rosemary.
I rolled Chuggers' check, and it's the exact same.
He had a heart attack.
Tribby, high or low?
No.
Well, you called it. You get thoughts of being bored to death as you ride and you see Avila getting closer and closer. All you can think about is that really mean boar that gored you.
Oh no.
Chuggers, meanwhile, is panting.
Oh,
No birds pant, but Chuggers is panting. Just
No.
that asthma is just kicking in, and he's just slowing down. I mean, he's trying. He's not fighting you. He likes you, but he's certainly not trying anymore because he's just so tired, and you're so distracted by the waterfall.
he's a big dude,
All right,
Now
let's
this
come up.
is worth running.
right? The sugar
All right.
high wore off.
Jyotis, how'd you do?
I rolled a 12 on handling and a 16%, because this die loves to roll the same number over and over.
Uh-huh. So, it does. So, once again, this time, your bird finds a tree. And it finds a
good.
low-hanging branch and jumps
Son
and
of a
goes
gun.
for it. The only option you have this time is an acrobatics check. You have to dodge that branch or you are going off.
Okay, acrobatics check it is. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, I got a 19 total.
Okay, yeah, you barely manage. It was DC 18, by the way.
Oh god, that was close.
So you feel the leaves go of the palm frond go through your hair. That is how close it comes. And the bird lands and looks back and just gets. If a bird could look just over it, like
It wants to
it's
just
tried
bite me in the
everything
face.
to kill you, and you're still not dead yet. Lestrin, let's come to you.
I rolled a 10 handling and a 13 perception.
Okay, so Lestrin, your bird attempts to just stop. It notices Chuggers having an asthma attack, and it tries to turn and head backwards to throw you off again, this time in the other direction. Again, you can make either a strength or acrobatics check on this.
$20, not natural.
Okay, yeah, you still hold on. Again, DC was 18. So, the three stragglers of Wave 1 do manage to weave past you guys, but they're looking a little lost running through these palm frond trees, like trying to find the next marker. They're having just as much trouble, but they're a little bit ahead of you. Chuggers, you are back ahead of Wave 3, believe it or not, because they didn't make it. They
got run into buildings and thrown into boats, stomped on.
All this is like,
you just hear screams of people being pecked by birds and desperate, like, climb the tree, run, just run away. Why are you still holding on? Like, just screams. And that said, let's see, our last people, our front people, yeah, they are very lost still. So, that said, I will take one last set of checks from everyone. Let's see who gets to the big finish.
I love Wiley. Wiley's amazing. All right.
oh.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Lestrin and Jyotis still at disadvantage. Your birds still hate you.
Yeah, I'm just wowing at the die.
Okay. All right. So let's start with Jyotis this time. Let's give your stats.
A nat 20 on perception and 15 on handling.
Yeah. So with that 15 on handling,
Uh-oh.
your bird decides that if it can't do anything else about you, it's gonna run into another bird. It finds one of the other birds from wave 1 and like strolls alongside it. And granted, you're pretty sure to go next. You're dodging out of these trees, coming out of the Aquans district, running by a really nice house, and then your bird perfectly collides into another bird. I need a strength check to see if you can hold on to the reins.
Strength. What is my
Yeah.
bonus? Strength is at the top, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a 18 total.
18 total. You hold on for dear life. You are hanging halfway out of low. What's your AC also? Oh, good. It's 15. Okay, cool. Let's see if the other bird gets to hit you, because it might want to. It does not. It comes in for a bite. Like, the beak comes swinging down, and it, again, gets a little uncomfortably close. Like, it was going for the chest, and it, like, just grazes past the leather arm. And you're like, oh my god, this is so much worse. And you're still holding on, but you are sideways in that saddle. That said, you are currently in the lead right now.
Damn.
All right, let's come back to Lesterin, who is in second place. Go ahead and say your checks out loud. Sorry.
15 handling, 18 perception.
Okay. Yeah, your bird does not try to fight you nearly as much anymore. Seems to have learned its lesson and just wants this to be over with. And you're doing well. You're marching through the Aquans. You can see the gates of paradise. And you see Lesterin, like, on the side of his bird holding on for dear life. And you slowly start to edge him out. Lolly, let's come to you.
Yes, I give him a treat because he clearly does not want to do this thing. And I roll a 20 not natural animal handling and a 19 perception.
Okay, so Lolly, you know, because your little girl taught you, the benefits of calming your mind. The benefits of stilling yourself for just a moment. Even if you're an animal, sometimes it's beneficial. And you hand a treat. It takes it. Chuggers, slowing its breath, takes the treat, swallows it. And apparently it was speed, because Chuggers gets right back into that diabetic rage of just forward march. And again, there's that. And Lesterin is ahead of the pack coming home on this bird. And Jyotis, you riding from the side saddle, you're like, I've got second place and I might live. And you hear this coming up behind you. And yeah. You all can now see
It'd be that episode, it'd be the Jurassic Park.
objects in the rearview mirror may be closer than they appear. Yeah, you can all now see the Gates of Paradise entrance. That is the last part of it. I need one last animal handling check. Jyotis, you are at disadvantage. Lesterin, you are at normal. And Lolly, you are at normal.
Just animal, did you say, or ball checks?
Just animal handling checks.
Damn it.
Somebody in the stands was like betting their last $10 on like, this
On Chuggers.
odd.
Yeah, you have made someone.
And Chuggers, 300 to 1 odds.
Yeah. So, oh boy. All right, let's do some stuff here. Yup. And then... Okay. So, Lesterin, you keep pulling ahead. You're not going to sit there and let Jyotis being side saddle distract you from getting this thing over with and done. That way you can get away from this damn dirty bird. Meanwhile, actually, I do want you to still say your checks also. Sorry.
Oh, I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 21 and 8 perception.
Yeah, you didn't need to perceive very much. You're coming to the end here. That said, you actually managed to win. You crossed the finish line first. Lolly, can I get your checks?
Mine was a 19.
Yeah, Chuggers passes by the dear bird that Jyotis is hanging on to for dear life on the side. And you have that blazing saddles moment where you both look at each other for a second and then just keep going. Right.
Slowly pull ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
saddles.
And Jyotis, my dear friend,
Mm-hmm.
your bird decides that side saddle ain't gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts running along and finding a street lamp to run you into.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You can make a dexterity saving throw on this.
Dex save.
It's no longer acrobatics because you're no longer in the
I'm
barely
sideways.
hanging on. Yeah.
All right.
It just gets worse every single time. So
Dex save. It's still an 18 total.
yeah, you do not get your head banged, and you are
Might kill
hanging
me.
on by the bootstrap. Legitimately, you have fallen so far from the saddle because you had to dodge.
Like I'm almost under the damn thing.
Yeah, you do a neo dodge, and it works great. Aside from the fact that you have to like let go of the stirrups and like pin your feet together to hold on for dear life on the side. And sure enough, bird crosses in third place with you just sitting straight out planking style from it, just like proving a feat of strength and dexterity that people didn't know they wanted to see.
Well, I don't want to die.
Lester, as your bird crosses the finish line, there's a giant shout from the crowd, and fireworks go up in a blaze around everyone. But since you rolled a nat 20, you stop yours immediately and just like, no,
Nice.
we do not do that here.
I ain't stopping mine.
Yeah, you knew that part, didn't you? Chuggers is so exhausted from all the effort that it just looks sad, and I need to make a constitution save for Chuggers.
Oh,
He's
poor
gonna just
Chuggers.
collapse on the finish
Oh.
line.
Oh, Chuggers crosses the finish line in second place, but it's like that runner who has just given out, and
Waivers.
you just feel him wavering beneath you before sinking.
Probably almost reaching the floor anyway.
Right,
Just
right.
falling.
Like you're touching ground, and Chuggers is just going lower, and eventually it's just using its feet to push itself along its stomach further along.
Stop the poor animal.
Oh, buddy.
Jyotis, your bird decides that rather than actually just stop with you, it runs into where some of the fireworks went off and attempts to light
good.
itself on fire. I rolled a
Oh,
nat.
good. Oh, good. You rolled in that one.
I rolled a nat one. The bird
Amazing.
decided it no longer wanted to live. Like
Amazing.
Chuggers rolled a 6 on a con save. So
I couldn't
Chuggers
kill
is
this asshole on my
exhausted.
back, so I'm gonna kill myself.
Screw you! I'm going home. And it just
Self-immolation. Oh.
Yep. So that's a thing. I'll let you drop out for free because you were barely hanging on. But yes, your bird
Good. I was
runs
just saying,
itself into fireworks and
I'll
literally
roll a
gets
check if you
exploded.
wish. Oh man, that's good.
And in
Yeah.
the meantime, after it explodes, people have this like gasp moment. Then they're Oh my god, we haven't had one of those in 5 years!
It's like NASCAR. You only go to see them crash.
Right. That is exactly what this was.
Do I need to do like a acrobatics drop and roll save or something?
You're fine.
Okay.
Because the bird had to slow down a little bit due to Chuggers slowly rolling in to the ground. But this bird just
This bird had
does
enough.
not want to live anymore.
I killed the baby blue bird. I drove it to insanity.
Lester
I mean,
and the Seekers immediately send 2 people over to calm your bird down and get it to kneel so that. Meanwhile, people keep like bringing leis of flowers and puka shells as in like offerings to you.
Victory Hall.
I'm just like stunned that I actually lived.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, I
Yeah, 'cause-
expected death.
Yeah, you can still hear screams in the background of people that are not faring as well.
Lester,
It-
you were
Did
amazing.
did Garret make it to the finish line, or was he still at the start?
Well, the start is the finish, so
Oh.
Garret was there to witness this disaster.
Yes, I was.
Garret, I want to catch your eye and be like, "Did you bet on me?"
Always
Shake
bet
my
on
head.
red.
I didn't bet on anything.
Shoot!
You hear one of the Seekers just, betting is illegal according to the city, and everyone just bursts out laughing. Yeah, we know. And he sees one of the Tricorn police officers just like making a rude gesture, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay, buddy. There'll be tomorrow. Why don't you go down by the docks and find a gambler? I'm sure you can find a dice game." With that, in first place, we have, what's your name, sir?
Lester in.
Lesterin, the dwarf who has come to our city for Flag Day and has just won a full access pass to having a bird anytime you need a rider on this island. You get a free ride. We have ones that are better trained than these, we promise. But if you want this one, all yours anytime you want it.
Yes, I got a free chocobo.
You did. You got a free
In
chocobo.
second place, we have, and he approaches you, Lolly, and just, okay, I respect the game for riding in a costume, but what's your name?
I'm Lollipop Rainbow Snuffletoots. I'm also looking for my girl, so if anybody in the stands has seen this, and I hold up the picture.
Yeah, okay. All right, Snuffle thingy right here. Yeah, second place, Snuffle.
Also, can somebody send a veterinarian to check on my bird?
Yeah, Greg just comes up, and you know the handler in Return of the Jedi who's just like brokenhearted.
Oh no!
He's just like chuggers in a hug, and it's just, "Oh, you did it, you beautiful bird." And he's checking on him. He's like, "There's still a pulse. His heart was so weak."
If he's not doing well, I am going to use healing light on Chuggers.
You would know this, that he's just exhausted. You have
just-
you had good animal handling. He is just tired. He got
I
all
heal him
that
enough
sugar
times.
rush. Right. He's just that thickness with 3 C's, man. It takes you out of it on marathons, you know? Like,
I love him.
I know.
Take care of him.
And Greg's just like, "Well, if you want to come visit Chuggers, we keep him in the stables. He's like the most peaceful one of these birds, but, you know, he's also... everyone keeps thinking he's going to fall over because he's so fat and die. It's the most exercise he's gotten in years. Normally he quits at the first leg of the race."
Mhm, mhm.
Reach into my pouch and I give him more candy.
No, don't feed him. No. And Chuggers just like finds it in his heart to reach up and take at least one before Greg can stop him. Meanwhile, the halfling Belzor walks over to you, Jyotis, sitting there on the ground and just, hey, what's your name?
Jyotis.
Cool. And in third place, person who owes us for an axe beak because he blew it up, Jyotis Ravi.
Wait, what?
I'm joking, buddy. It's okay. You don't know us. That bird was an asshole.
Okay.
We make so much money when one of them blows because we have a betting board. And yeah, needless to say, it has not happened in 5 years. Some people are getting paid tonight. Also, someone bet a copper on Chuggers and now might have a house.
Wow. Should have bet a copper on him, I guess.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to conclude tonight's event. Feel free to come to our saloon, see our bounty boards for monsters if you want to actually do something to help around these islands. And in the meantime, have yourselves a blast. Remember, Flag Day is about adventure, about striking into the unknown, finding it, and conquering it. Or taming it in the case of monsters. With that, he gives a wave and like does that like thing to his platypus again, and it approaches and he climbs up onto it. And just seekers out, rides off. Meanwhile, the rest of the handlers are just like, wait, did he just leave us to do all? Ah, god damn it, again. And they're slowly like going to round up the birds, and you can tell that Greg is directing a couple of peoples to go like, hey, go check in the docks district. That's where we lose most of them. With that, Lox and Shriek.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Lox. Lox and Shriek, are you around?
Yeah, what up?
Hi, I'd like to wind back the clock and get to your Tuesday.
Alright.
So, our other people race some birds in the nighttime. And in the daytime, they went ballooning.
Before I got there.
Yeah. I believe that you, Shriek, left on the note that you wanted to look for shoes. And Lox, you wanted to check up on your shop. Is that correct?
Sure.
Okay. So, Shriek, does that mean that you are going with Lox?
Sure.
Okay.
I did say I wanted the that great 2% discount for helping out with
Well, the two of you make your way through the Pearl District. Lots of food samples are out, kids playing, businesses offering things via handwritten chalk signs. Some of them even do street art on the ground. As you round the streets, and you notice that Lox seems to take extra streets just so he doesn't have to walk by hats and wares. You approach the Fantasy Boot Barn. Lox, would you like to describe the exterior and interior barn?
Sure. Fantasy Boot Barn is a nice enough place. It's probably pretty typical on the outside, sort of blends in with the shops around it, with the exception of their probably pretty extra looking sign. And on the inside, it's just a fairly small shop lined with really nice boots on either end of the wall and a cash register right up against the wall, and a small back area and some stairs winding upstairs to Lox's personal apartment.
All right. When you do walk into the shop, Does your door have a chime? Like when you walk in, does it like do that like ding 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 ding? Or do you try to keep it quiet?
Sure. No, a chime. Yeah, that sounds
Okay. The chime goes off, and Stulvac stops polishing a boot, looks up, and just, welcome to Fantasy Boot Barn. Your home for every kind of nice boot. And oh, hi, boss. How you doing?
Hello, my friend. I have brought us a customer.
Oh, wow.
My friend here needs to get fitted for some new boots. And of course, because he is such a close new friend of mine, I'd like to give him the family discount. And he winks and he does a little finger gun. You know what I mean?
Family discount. He does like the finger math and basically sends you a couple of signs for like, you want 2%, right, boss?
2%.
Yeah. Yeah, gives you the nod like, okay, boss. Yeah, of course. I'll take great care of him. There was someone waiting for you also. They were kind of rude and presented a warrant and then went upstairs.
Lox's eyes get big. Let me go and handle that.
Okay, cool. So, what kind of boots you thinking of, Mr.
Shriek.
Mr. Shriek? First name, last name, both?
Both.
Nice. I like it. That's an adventurer's name right there. Like, just, I am this. Cool. Someday I'm going on an adventure, but first I gotta save up gig first.
Of course.
Let's choose some shoes. And Snolvek starts showing you all of the nicest boots in any color you can imagine. Locks coming upstairs into your apartment. What's your apartment look like? How do you normally keep it?
It's probably really clean, very basic, nothing to stand out or be specifically memorable.
I really like to imagine Lox's apartment has like a statue of Lox doing finger guns, and he goes up and he just goes up and does finger guns right back at the statue every morning.
I love that idea so very much.
I do too.
That is
Only if Fox
marvelous.
wants it, though.
Lox is straight up one of those guys that has a mirror over his bed.
One mirror, that sounds limiting.
Okay, Lox definitely has a lot of mirrors and maybe, a tiny finger gun statue made by...
Yeah. So, Lox, as you reach the top of the stairs and get into your apartment, you find that it's unmolested. Nothing's been moved or shaken. There is, however, a trike officer in the traditional blue garb of Alara Somal with their hat over their face, sitting in one of your nicer chairs, with his fingers held tips together, and there's a piece of paper on the table.
Do I know him?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Well, it's going to take me a second. Sorry. I have to have everything on my phone. 17.
Oh, you do know him, even though he's trying to play it low-key. This is Sergeant Koshma. And that brings just a bit of comfort to you. And as you enter the room, Koshma sees that you clearly recognize who it is, and then puts their hands down to their side and stands up slowly and just, good, Mr. Locks. These are, today is a bad day. I'm sorry for lying to your assistant. But Joris needed to get you a message.
I'm sorry, I missed that. last bit. Joyce?
Oh,
Joris?
Joris. Joris would be the head of your small business.
Okay. Sergeant, thank you for visiting. What is this about? And Lox is going to wander over to the piece of paper at the same time.
This is a list of the people that were taken to the quarry after last night's activities down by the docks. I do not know what they were doing, but I do know that the Tricorns have it out for them right now, because I believe someone in the Fangs is paying us off to hunt down your associates.
Lox kind of lets his guard down a little bit, not so flashy of an accent. All right, understood. This is all of them?
Yes, this is the whole list of the people that were taken. That said, it is the majority of your guild. You may want to check in for getting supplies. As far as I know, only Vigil and Zavalta are left out of the guild heads.
Do you know where they're held up? Where they might be right now?
I believe Vigil would be normally near the Golden Opportunity. Zavalta, well, no one really gets to see her unless they're paying for the exalted bathhouse.
All right, well, I suppose I better head on over there, try to get a handle on this. Any inside word on what I might need to bring with me?
If they're being held at the quarry, you either need to forge a letter of release coming from one of the magisters, or possibly go convince them that they were arrested illegally. Alar Samal is a rule of law place, and despite the captain in charge of the quarry's personality, they do recognize what is right and wrong. If these people were arrested and not given trial, that is not right. We do not do that here.
Do you think that they had good reason to arrest them?
No.
All right, well then I think I know what my next steps are. Thanks for coming, Captain.
Of course. And I do wish you luck. I would hate to work for the Fangs.
Lox is gonna reach out to shake his hand and kind of guiding him down the steps. He speaks a little too loudly so Snoovlack can hear. Well, Captain, I appreciate you coming by. I mean, you aren't gonna find any evidence of tax evasion up here. Ha 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 ha! And he slaps him on the back.
Yes, I did not expect we would, but you know those assholes like to claim everyone tax makes you suspicious.
You know what you better check out, though, is that Hats and Wares over there. I hear that they're shady people.
I will give them a thorough inspection. Thank you for your time. And he turns to Snolvek and is just, and you, keep up the good assistant to the manager, Ing. And with that, he walks out the door while Snowback is like clearly holding 8 shoes at once, trying to convince Shriek to go for one. Like, well, this one's red with black trim. This one is brown with black trim, but little red snippets on the side that kind of accent you. Which one do you think? Which one do you think?
Oh, that was me, huh?
Yeah, you're Shriek.
My bad. I was reading something. Do any of them look like the boots I have on right now? Even close?
I mean, are you wearing studded leather boots or leather boots?
Probably just leather boots.
Yeah, they all look like leather boots. They're decent.
But, like, I mean, you could say that about real life. Like, I have a pair of shoes. That doesn't mean they look like other pairs of shoes.
Roll a perception check on shoes.
Alright, well, I'm very picky about my shoes, so do I get advantage on this?
No.
15.
15.
To
You know,
inspect my boots versus these boots.
you know that your boots were your boots. They were made for you because of who you are. These are just boots, but there is one very nice looking set of boots that, for some odd reason, Snovek has avoided showing. Like, it's over on top of a counter off to the side. And Lux, as you look around too, you would notice these are new. Like, they were not there last time you checked in, but they are priced extravagantly for boots. So normal leather armor runs what, like 25 gold? What does leather armor run? I'll just pull it up here. Let's see. Armor, pleather. Okay, so yeah, normal leather armor would run 10 gold. So the shoes would be, traditionally speaking, like 2 gold. Really nice ones, 5. These ones are
Boxes
labeled.
4.
These ones are labeled as 10. And they look it too. They look beautiful with this like just faint silver trim and this almost diamond like red emblem in the center of them. Gorgeous looking pair of boots that is just the finest leathers, and it's clearly one of the more difficult kinds of leather to get here because it's cow leather. And Snovek kind of catches you eyeing those. It's like, oh yeah, those ones. Well, I mean, yeah, those are the cream of the crop. You're looking at like grade A cow leather, properly treated. I think they're straight from New Welkin's like richer families. But you know, we could kick in the family discount on those if that's ones that are calling to you.
I don't think I need anything quite that flashy. I need to keep attention up on this pretty face, you know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and you can tell that Snovek is infatuated with those shoes. Like that's the set of shoes.
I want him to be infatuated with me.
Looks up at you and just, I mean, you do have a decent face, but you know, they say that anyone who's given a look over starts low and goes high. You want him to start off right.
Okay, I'm just gonna toss you this idea I have and I want you to tell me if it would work or not, alright? If I cast Minor Illusion on him, and it has like a 5-foot square, right? 5-foot cube. And I just make images of my face all around him, so it's all he can see. Could I make a charm check to see if he's infatuated by me more than the shoes?
Make a performance check at disadvantage.
You know what? That sounds worth it. Oh, baby. My 2 dice rolls were a nat 20 and a 19, so plus my performance mod is a 24. Let's go.
Yeah, you know,
I'm hot.
Yeah, no, like you do it just right with your performance with this illusion too, where you like have it kaleidoscope around him, almost like he's supposed to be feeling like he's falling for you. And it like kicks in, and sure enough, he does exactly describe like the boots. He's like, "Boots are nice. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh that face. Oh,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you. I know.
Wow. Boss, are you sure we're just giving the family discount?
You know, I don't like this trickery happening in here. And Lox is going to grab the just most basic pair of boots on the shelf. I think these are good enough.
They are boots.
Are they leather boots?
Yes. They're just brown.
Defining trait.
Brown leather boots.
Yeah.
Do they have nicer boots? How much do these ones cost?
These I want them to look just like that gift. These will for these puppies, I'm gonna charge you 2 gold, and then I'm gonna ask you a favor, friend.
All right, now, Bob, I need to go back into my memory. How much could I buy the boots that I'm currently wearing? How much did I spend at the hat barn place?
You probably spent 3 gold at the hat barn place.
Ooh,
It's hats and wares, by the way.
hats and wares. I'm not going to remember that. The hat
Make
store.
you.
Crazy caps. Both spelled with K's. Because we saw that store in SF today.
Not all skywriting is nice.
Damn, I couldn't get a better deal. Alright, Lux. Got yourself a deal. But you have to take care of these old disgusting boots for me. They touched the ground.
Lox is gonna take them and just throw them right in the trash behind the counter.
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Just where they belong.
Lox, did you want to do a sleight of hand check, or are you that like... Yeah, taken care of.
No, he does it. He literally just picks them up and throws them right in the trash while making eye contact.
Mm-hmm. Snovek takes out a little notepad and starts writing notes on how you did that. That's such a power move, boss. Wow. I've got so much to learn.
Wait, which boots did you throw in the trash?
The old ones.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was the ones I'm like, oh yeah, I'll buy them, and then you're just like, LOL, fuck you, in the trash now. I wasn't sure if you were trying to be like, yeah, that's what you get for tricking my man.
No, he's happy to be rid of the hats and wears boots. He doesn't want to see them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect. I have to take off 2 gold. How do I manage my money? There it is.
Okay, while you're putting on your new boots, Lox is going to ask, do you think you could help me with something, friend?
What would you ask of me?
I need to go down to the quarry and do some convincing. Are you good at that sort of thing?
I'm very beautiful. Of course I am.
Well, you do look beautiful, and he does the finger air quotes. But are you persuasive?
I can be when I need to be.
Lox is going to slightly fill him in as much as possible on what's going on. I'm sorry, I didn't mention before, but obviously took that list of people's names with him and folded it up to his pocket.
Yeah, okay. So that means that you have a list of people, including several business owners in town, that have been taken to the quarry under charges of loitering and attempted thievery at the docks. And let me get you some names on that list really quick. I'm going to text them to you, and I know that your phone... Boo! But I'm still going to do it.
Okay, if I see the general manager of hats and wares on this here list,
No.
throw it away.
No, the general manager of hats and wares, it's co-managers over there. They're a happily married couple. They are not included in your little...
Well, damn. While we're getting that together, Rox would probably also want to include at least Lollipop Rainbow because he knows that he is very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we know where they are right now during this offshoot of time, but maybe we can try to find them.
So you were going to gather back together with them at the guild tent area where the guilds had set up after about an hour.
Okay.
And that, if this is like the end of this little micro adventure, that's essentially what would happen next. You would have met up with them, then gone to the bar, and then realized it's getting late in the day. Maybe you want to set out tomorrow. And that's also when the Axe Beak race has happened, and we're now basically caught up.
Okay, perfect.
If you're cool with that.
Good.
Okay. I need to pull up my notes, and then I will give you that list. That said, now that we are all caught back up, Lesterin, you are given a winnings of 10 gold and papers that say that you have free access to any stables tied to Yenfir's Seekers. And I will actually text you the name. That way you know how to spell that, because... Exactly, Bailey.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the help, Kitty.
Yeah. Always so helpful. Always so kitty.
Hey, Bob. Before we full catch up to what we're doing right now, since we're still trying to, Allie and I had our little adventure and we want to go meet up with everyone, can I walk up to some people and place a bet on the Axe Beak races tomorrow?
Yeah. It was today, and
I want to go place a bet on all my friends.
Nice.
Super. You know the outcome.
You didn't know the guy that blew up the bird.
I will let you bet 5 copper.
Yeah.
Total.
Well, if I bet it on Lollipop, then apparently I have 5 houses. So I'm cool with that.
Make it random. Make roll for
So,
it. Who he
give
bets
me
on.
just a second.
That would be fun, because there's
I need you to roll a couple of things for me really quick.
Alright, let's go.
I need you to roll investigation.
Nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, sure enough. So it's difficult to find an official way to do this at this point because betting is supposed to be off. You actually bet on the birds, not on the people riding them. So you have a list of names, and you can either bet at the Gates of Paradise or on the docks.
Gates of Paradise, that sounds way more bougie for someone of my stature.
Yeah, and that is the Seekers. And they do have a there, and they have a variety of birds. So I'm going to say I'm going to roll 3d20 and you're going to roll 3d20. If any of them match, congratulations, you win.
Alright, so is this how we win a second boat, guys? Complete random chance. Okay, I got my d20s.
Okay, what'd you get?
I got an 18, I got a 12, and I got a 4.
I am sorry, sir. You did not bet on the right birds. You lost 5 copper. And to make matters worse, I will have you know that 2 of my dice were off by 1. It was 19, 6, 11. It was so close. It was damn, that's rough.
It is rough.
But that said, it's only 5 copper lost.
Yeah.
You made someone a very happy home. Because admittedly, not knowing the area, you wouldn't know which birds really to bet on, so therefore probably that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Kind of like how you do fantasy football. Right.
That's how I do sports.
Yeah, exactly. That said, now we would be all caught up. So,
I rid a bird.
Lolly, you get a 1 gold winning,
Yay.
and Lesterin, you get a 5 silver winning.
For
And
what?
also you get a free firecracker.
What?
Or not Lesterin, sorry. Bad Bob. Not Lesterin. Jyotis, you get a 5 silver and 1 firecracker winning.
I mean, I could have had explosives. Lame.
No. Pull up the notes. I will get... Yeah, there we go. Okay, it was Basha, Hush, Rovak. Sorry, I'm getting the full list of people from... Oh no.
I was wondering if there was third place, or they just took it all because I blew up the bird.
Okay, did the stream just start up again on its own for someone?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was, right?
Yeah. I'm just grabbing Bailey.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Bailey.
Management.
He misses all of you, by the way. Okay, so let me type out this list really quick. So, that said, the night ends in a relatively peaceful state. The sky is this dark, twinkling light from end to end of the island of just brilliant stars. Couple of clouds out there. Anyone have anything else to do before morning?
Nope, but I'm sort of glad that, the death on a bird instance paid for my room for the night. Oh.
I'm just glad I didn't ride the bird. I'm so to animal handling.
I'm surprised it stayed pissed off at me the whole time.
I'm just so proud of Chuggers.
I'm proud Chuggers didn't pass out and die.
If I had rolled a that bird, I just want you to know that.
Say that again. You broke up a little bit.
Oh, if I had rolled a 1 on its con save, I would have killed that bird. I rolled a 6, so he didn't have a heart attack. Just a small attack.
Oh my god, that hurt.
Dear God.
Anyway.
So, with that, the next morning comes, and the day is slightly misty out. There is that tidal smell coming in with a little bit of fog just off the ocean banks that's fairly irregular in these parts, but it does occasionally happen, this being a harbor. Looking around the island, it seems like the main mountain of Summerheart has apparently a rainstorm over it. But for the majority of the island, it is relatively clear for now. It is 8 a.m. What would you all like to do?
Eat breakfast.
Have breakfast.
Yes.
All right.
After a few morning calisthenics.
Fairness cooks up a pretty delicious breakfast, actually. He has fish cakes, always offered as more traditional Alaris Amora breakfast, but also makes up some eggs. Apparently, he heard about some participation in the Axebeak race, so he makes up a special egg and sausage mix that he's basically wheeling and dealing as the Flag Day special, with some fresh peppers and sausages and eggs, little bits of cheese.
Does he have
This
sounds
that
delicious.
stale cornbread?
Real quick, what's the name of the celebration again?
Flag Day.
Flag Day race.
Also known as Arbor Day in my hometown.
What do you want for a weight on the firecracker, if any?
0. It's 0.001.
Okay.
Like it's
I didn't know if it was like an M80, a stick of dynamite, or
no. It's literally those little things that you throw when they
cats.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not that useful. He said it, and then someday it winds up blowing up the campaign.
I would like to flag down the barkeep, purchase this fine breakfast and a breakfast ale. I'm going to describe it to him. I would like a thick, oaty ale that is commonly referred to as breakfast ale.
Yes, Master Dwarf. I have things like that. And he goes back behind his counter, digs out some of the old stock, and just this is one of the rare ones from the far north, believe it or not. Dave and Barb from Hats and Wares brought some to me once because they owed. But you can have this bottle. He hands it over to you, and it is definitely an Odie stout. Like, you can see how thick and creamy it is through amber glass.
Excellent.
Jeez.
I would like a straw.
Yes, your regular special. And he pulls one of the paper straws out and hands it to you, and just, there you are.
That's a 17 sleight of hand.
Nice. Yeah, well, again, you are the master of doing this, and you may forevermore enjoy advantage doing this, because you have so well on this so many times that you will have advantage on your ability to conceal beer in your beard.
That's amazing.
Sleight of beard.
I love it.
Sleight of
Of
beard.
beard, we will
Does
call
that
it
mean there's
sleight
two
of
characters that
beard.
can hide stuff? That's great.
So, that said, this jovial mood concludes pretty quickly, as most of the dock workers have to get to it. These are the midday workers, and you see them filter out, and the overnight workers, especially some of the fishermen that went out in the late night to early morning, are now coming in, and they stink, they smell, and they're taking up a lot of bar space, and they are extra huffy because they missed out on apparently the best Axebeak race in 5 years. And it's being described across the bar. What was that?
Prestidigitation to change their fish sweat into rose smells.
You can change 3 of them out of the 20 come into the bar. And as you do so, I was going to say, if you're doing this, that the ones coming in occasionally lean over and smell one. It's like, hey, Hector,
You know what?
why do you smell good? What do you do?
You know what? Can I do magical tinkering around Lolly's like face head area and make a pleasant smell for her?
Yeah, you pull out what
nose.
what tinker's tools did you want to do this with?
Let's see. It's like a little potion bottle that looks like it could have been an old perfume bottle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You whip this out. You throw in a couple of splashes of chemicals, a little bit of grease, shake it up really quick, and like hold it under her nose, and you're like, and Lolly, when you smell it, it smells like cardamom, and just
Ooh.
kind of nice. Like it definitely kills the smell of everything else, and it's this, like pleasant washover on you.
In exchange, I change his food to all taste like cinnamon sugar. Ooh.
Well,
And
thanks.
one person named
think-
Hector goes back to smelling like fish.
I mean, I like cinnamon, but I like eggs too. So
What's your favorite flavor?
Stage
Lance
whisper.
is candy corn. Stage whisper. Sorry.
And the stage whisper to Jyotis. That's why the beard.
indeed, this is trying to help.
Thank you.
So, Lox, did you stay in your apartment overnight? Because the rest of these people stayed at the Dingy Bird, which even though it looks bad on the outside, it's actually nice.
Yeah, I would imagine. But he's definitely headed that way to talk to Lulu Sparkles over there. So
Yeah. And Shriek, where would you have stayed?
In a tree.
Okay. Okay.
A beautiful hotel name.
There was the Hotel Aquarius in the Pearl District. Was a terrific hotel, but it's still ground. It's not air based, so they haven't invented Airbnb yet. So or Air D&D.
D&D.
That said, Shriek, you found a relatively nice tree that was easy enough to watch some fireworks, have a great pleasant view. Got to watch most of the Axebeak race from any vantage point that you wanted because you can fly. And yeah, it was a good night.
Did he build a
It's like-
nest?
Oh yeah, I did build a nest. Want to risk rolling out, Need to make sure I'm snug in there.
Yep.
Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, there's a couple of tropical birds, like bright blue and red, just sitting on a branch next to you, like doing the arroo, arroo. Which, thank God you don't speak bird.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, birds want to be near me. Like, who doesn't want to be near me? Let's be honest. So that's what I'm going with.
Uh-huh.
Who doesn't want to be near me?
So would you also meet up with Mr. Lox to help these people out with your persuasiveness?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So that said, the group...
I did agree to that for that sweet, sweet boot deal. 2%.
That said, all of you get to gather together again at the Dingy Bird, as there is a table reserved for you, as enough of you have room, and every time the locals keep trying to come up and be like, "Hey, there's a table," Fairness just, "Yes, but they paid for rooms, and you barely pay for your tab, so you bar them table."
Just kind of gives a nice nod to fairness.
That said, all of you have gathered together.
So, after breakfast, are we going to head to the quarry?
Oh yeah.
I think that would be best. Yeah.
What did
Sounds like a good idea.
So, we all walking out there, or do y'all have a cart? Are we riding an axe beak? What's the deal?
Oh my gosh. An axe.
I can ride an axe beak.
I cannot.
Can you fly?
I cannot.
Indeed, I can't fly. You got me there.
Garrett, you would know that the axe beaks that they actually rent to people traditionally are much better trained. Those ones are purposefully wild and bad axe beaks for that race.
Yeah, but it's still an animal that I'm not used to.
Yeah.
Is the quarry within walking distance for the day? Would it take
It
too
is.
long?
It's about a 2-hour walk. So, just to remind everyone, because it has been a little while, there was 2 things over in that area. There is the quarry, and then Garrett was referred to by the guild Wanderlust to go looking at what apparently is some tomb ruins that recently opened up due to a mudslide.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, a 2-hour walk, about a 30-minute ride via your fly speed Shriek is still a walk speed, so it'd be a 2-hour flight.
That's fine.
You have an in-flight movie, right?
Yeah, I'm people watching.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, but did everybody just agree to help Locks off screen? We're all going to the same place together.
Yes.
Yes. And I think we're walking. For
Okay, great.
everybody
well,
who
then
can't
in that
ride
case, Locke
sick.
says, well, I say we walk because, as the saying goes, these boots aren't made for riding giant birds. And he walks out the door.
sure.
I've never heard that before.
Local saying?
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
What does it mean?
I think it's an old saying.
It's probably something convoluted, like "Don't eat your boots if you don't have to."
Either way, let's get on the road. I'm
I've
fine
had
with
a
walking.
good boot soup. It's not too bad.
If you don't have to, it's best avoided.
True. Much better with potatoes, though.
Exactly. They're not made for eating. They're apparently made for walking.
Let's go.
The qualities of boot soup.
When you're a soldier, you eat what you can.
Yeah. And you toss a stone in it for flavor, too.
Salt.
Mm-mm.
So, our intrepid adventurers set out on a 2-hour tour, walking along a path. And actually, there's a map for this, so I need to share that in chat, and we can go ahead and post that. So, this is the island of Summerheart that you are currently on. And you're probably going to need to open the original to actually see it all. But the city that you were in, Alaris Amal, the city north, nearby the Avila Falls, and the Starfell Quarry is along that path that winds to the northwest. Again, it's about a 2-hour walk, so let's go around the table. Who hasn't gotten to do much tonight? I think Shriek. Let's have you roll a d12.
I have to find a D12. Also, question, just because it's 11.
We're stopping in 30 minutes. I'm getting you guys to the quarry and we're...
Okay.
Gotcha.
11.
11. Okay. So, with an 11, as all of you are walking along, let's pull up an event. That is not what I wanted. The road seems relatively clear, especially for the first hour. And eventually you do see what appears to be a... And the cart has about 5 people inside of it in gray overalls and these just thin white shirts. There is an axebeak pulling the cart, but no driver and no one guiding it along. You guys see this from about... Most of you have a pretty good passive perception. So you would see this from a good amount of distance, about 100 to 200 feet away, that the axebeak is just walking along the path, but there's no driver in it. And the people inside, well, I'll let you make perception checks to see anything more.
Nat 20.
19 total.
13 total.
6.
So,
13, sorry.
okay. Alright, so Lox, you're just kind of busy thinking about this. You see the cart and you're like, no, it's never going to be that easy. Jyotis, you also happen to be thinking about whether or not the little blend that you made for Lolly would best be called Cardibomb or Cardibomb with a B-A-L-M.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, you notice the cart and you're like, okay, yeah, cart, people,
Cart.
cool. Axebeak. The rest of you, the 2 at 19, know that perceiving how the axebeak is pulling this thing, it keeps slowing halfway down, like it's just testing to see if the driver's paying attention, because it hasn't realized that there's no driver yet. And then, Lestrin, you being a soldier, you know what it looks like when convicts are being taken to jail. Like when prisoners of war are taken, it looks like this. But, typically speaking, there'd be guards and a driver. But right now, carts just pull it along. No guards, no driver, 5 prisoners, and all of them look just a little bit too clean. Like, you know that people that get thrown in prison overnight and then taken out the next day should look like they've been there. And these people don't. They just look a little too tidy despite the basic uniform.
Going to whisper this to everybody.
Yeah, their clothes are clean.
The what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
She said, yeah, their clothes are clean.
Those are clean. Hmm.
Should we try to interfere? Stop
Where's-
the carts?
How far to get to the quarry?
You're about an hour out from
We're halfway there.
Halfway then.
living on a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Knew somebody was going to do it.
There's no guards, no driver.
I think it's in our best interest to investigate.
Something's amiss.
I think you are right.
Now that it was pointed out to me.
Right, yeah, when the others mentioned it, like, you're right, that was a weird inner monologue, and, you know, get focused on the situation.
Lolly, why don't you and I get that axe peak slowed down? You got any candy?
Yes. Do you need candy?
Just
the
a couple
axe-beak.
pieces for the axe beak.
Yes, I feed the axe beak.
Good call. You
Okay.
take care of that.
So it's about 90 feet away, so you two are approaching the cart. Since the cart is ahead of you, I want to know how you want to approach the cart.
With candy.
Okay, left, right, charging, walking up.
On the left, run, a good way around. So if the bird is like, well, fuck you, I will stab you with my beak. You can dodge.
Okay. Lolly, are you following Lesteran with this tangent, or are you doing your own?
He said to give it candy.
Okay. How are you giving it candy?
I'm just gonna wave it in front of it and just be like, here you go, buddy. Do you know my friend Chuggers?
Okay. Roll an animal handling check. And Lesteran, as you come by on the left, two of the guys in the cart look at you and they're like, hey, how you? And then three of the guys look on the other side and they're like, what the hell is that? And the other two who were conversing with Lesteran or trying to, and go like, hey, how's it going? Suddenly turn and they're like, what the hell is that? That's said twice. Lolly, what's your animal handling check?
12.
So let me roll for bird. See what the bird does. Burb, 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 burb.
Bird is the word.
Okay, yeah, it accepts it. Bird is being relatively benign, and this is a trained animal, and it smells it at first, gives that and stops walking, and then right out of the hand, nice and easy, very happy. And oh, that's right, you have the thing, don't you? The speak with animals, don't you?
I do. Good buddy. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were taking that into account.
I had forgotten in the moment, so it was the... Yeah, no. Yeah, Lolly starts making strange noises, and the bird,
There's clearly some questioning and answering going on there.
Oh, yeah, great conversation that's going on there.
Georgia, we're gonna go to bed soon, okay?
Night, Georgie.
I sent you the message of what the bird actually said. Lesteran.
Oh, I am speech of beast and leaf, so I can communicate with, but not understand them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, so...
And I have advantage on checks to influence them.
Oh, wow, well... Yeah, roll another. Let's see if you get a crit.
Yay, Firbolg template. No, not anymore.
Okay. Yeah, so it's still taking the candy. It gives you the and sure enough, the carriage comes to a stop. And the first person who talked to Lester is just like, hey, bird speaker. Hey.
That's not my name. My name is Lollipop Rainbow Snuffletoots.
All five of them take a good long laugh. Okay. That's a name.
It's fun to laugh. Have you seen my little girl?
Nope. No little girls out here.
Okay.
Hey.
Just thought I'd ask.
Hey, what do you say you open the door for us, huh?
No? Wait, what? Open the door for you?
Yeah, we're stuck in here. No driver on the...
That does seem right.
Lolly, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I also agree with Garrett.
Gary does seem very adulty.
Oh, come on. Leader turns around and just... Myself and my friends here, we just, we don't want to go there, you know? The quarry's not our style.
No kidding.
I'll turn and call back to Lox. Hey, Lox, can you talk to these guys for a bit? See what you can find out about what they're doing here.
Lox is going to jog up and half run out of breath on the way.
Sounds like chuggers, guys.
Maybe she gives a candy.
Oh my god.
I had lots of candy.
He takes it.
The butters.
Oh god, I've rolled a 6.
Uh-oh.
Can Lox
what
look in and just investigate and check everyone's face, see if he knows anyone?
Yeah, real quick, give me either a history check or an investigation check. Whichever one's better, you can roll with.
Okay. It takes me a minute to roll. I'll do a history for 21.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you know these people. Especially with how they kind of act all smart and a little bit smart. These are members of the Fangs. They're a gang in town that are small time, but they work landside for the sea snake pirates. The Yuan-Ti Fangs of the Oceans actually coordinate with these guys to smuggle in goods.
All right. Well, these guys are no good. What's going on with your rider here, guys?
Well, he took a little stumble. You might have said something about how we were all snake kissers. One of us took exception to that, didn't you, Daniel? And sure enough, one person in the back just, I'm sorry, I didn't think he'd die instantly. Well, now you just let the cat out of the bag a little bit there, Daniel. So, yeah, we accidentally killed our driver, and the other 2 guards got too drunk from last night's events, and the third one apparently won a house and didn't show up. So, when Daniel killed our driver, we wound up rolling towards nothing at whatever pace that this here Axebeak decided to take us.
Well, I think we can help you get where you boys were going. Lox is going to look around and do I happen to know who the best animal handler is? I'm going to guess.
You would guess Lolly based on the fact that by the stories told, she made the fattest Axebeak. The Axebeak that was thick with 3 C's. Infamous for never being able to run even the first leg of the race. Not only finish, but finish in second place.
Almost first.
Lolly, what do you say you hop up on this axe here and we help them finish their journey?
Oh,
Does Lolly have enough distance between the cage and the axe beak that Lolly's not in any danger?
No whining.
Roll an insight check.
Okay. Oh my god. It was a 1.
Should be
Uh-oh.
fine.
Oh shit.
No,
I'm
go
gonna
lay down.
Lolly right on up.
Yes, I would love to ride it.
Oh my.
Yeah,
All
right.
right,
I
that's
ride
my
you,
girl
birdie
boy
bird?
dragon, and he
Is
slaps Lolly on the back.
Is it
Way to
big
go.
enough to let Lolly ride it?
That's what I was wondering. Maybe she should.
This one? No, Lolly would have to ride on the cart. And,
Or-
Lox made just such a great check of how safe this was. Because clearly only one person's died. And
Mhm.
and so that's where Lolly would have to sit, and it should be fine. I mean, the guy who killed someone is in the back now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
can I try that same? Yeah.
I got
yes.
Go
like,
for
try and
it.
steady the birds.
Yeah, Garrett.
Like, I'm clearly not bothered by
I'm
the
rolling.
around.
Sorry, I keep hitting keeps jumping off my rolling table. Damn it! Hold still. I'm using a different die because I won't stay on where I'm rolling.
I'm going to threaten the prisoners with extreme bodily harm if they hurt my lolly.
Anything specific that you say to him?
I'm
Stop
going to
it,
tell
cat.
them that I don't make me climb in there, and I'm going to hit my axe against the palm of my hand, the flat.
Oh, okay.
I got on insight.
Give him the look.
Yeah, you managed to make them step back. Even the leader takes a step back. And two of them in the back are just like, oh, no, nope. That's a whole different class of guard. Like, they know that there's a difference between the person that they got to shank and what you are. And Garrett, meanwhile, with your insight check, you realize that, they probably didn't do as good of a job searching these people as they should have because of all the night's festivities. And with how the cage bars are set up, someone with a long arm could shiv someone who's in the driver's seat. It'd be stupid, but they could. But right now, all the prisoners are cleanly in the back because Lesterin just terrified them.
Well,
I still think it's best that nobody sits on that seat, and I'll save as much. It's like, perhaps we should just walk with the bird.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be a little bit risky, even with them pissing themselves about Lesterin.
Well,
That's probably for the best.
I also think that under the right circumstances, this we could probably use to get inside of the quarry if it comes to it.
I agree.
Okay.
It's tactically intelligent to put this. We could use this delivery as a method of entering if we can't talk ourselves into it or out of it in another way.
Is Lox a known individual for, like, the town? I mean, the finger gun, like...
Lox is known as a business owner in town. That is what Lox is known as.
Okay, a known individual, because all the rest of us are pretty new, so we wouldn't be known. So
yeah.
Hopefully when we get closer, any other guards would not want to arrest us.
Well, is Lolly actually riding on the cart, or are we just walking beside Zaxby?
I'm leading it because they were like, don't sit up there with criminals.
Yeah, we're just going to continue walking, and we can debate the intricacies in our next hour of journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to cut out right there with the intricacies of, prison systems being a hot topic at the beginning of our next game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm sure that the prisoners will give a very rousing debate, but in the end, we'll see what happens when you reach the quarry next game in 2 weeks' time. So that will be Saturday the 29th, I believe.
Sounds right.
Sounds right.
Leap year day. Excellent.
Leap year day.
Leap day.
Spicy.
We're a few hours ahead, so we might be able to.
we be behind?
Oh,
Because it's later.
Unless you're going to be on the East Coast for this
yeah, we're on
particular.
the East Coast, aren't
They're
we?
gonna be in Chicago, so you guys are gonna be. So it'd be like 1:00 for you guys right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same time as me. Oh no, it's 1:30 for me right now.
It's
Of course.
2:25.
But what time do you want to play?
Let me look at our travel itinerary and I'll chat with everyone to get everyone's attention.
I'm gonna be late.
Sure.
Because I get off work at 3:30 and pretty much free
After
anytime
that.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm off at 5 my time.
Okay.